All right, we are live. LinkedIn, Dave Wilson, Results Staffing. We have Raquel Borras of Rock. How do you say that? Rock the Boat?
It's Rock the Boat.
Well, okay. Well, it says RAQ. And we have Lalani Zapata. Yes. Wow, she's one of our great interns here. We'll be right back after this commercial. Whoa. All right. That was quick. I was just talking to her over there. I'll tell you what, everybody, having Raquel on the show, I don't care what show she's on. You never know what she's going to say.
I never know what I'm going to say either. I learned that I have no filter.
No filter.
No filter. Well, I was just talking to one of your friends that referred me for a job, and he was telling me, well, the other day she was running around in a field. I was like, yeah, I know. That's her. That one where you even did a dancing one recently.
Well, the recent one I did is just like a compilation of boomerangs. Because I love doing boomerangs. So I had gotten a bunch of boomerangs plus some other things, and I just put it all to Adventure of a Lifetime by Coldplay.
It kept going on and on and on.
It was only 1 minute and 35 seconds. And I'll tell you this, I've had several people that said they were really bummed when the video stopped at 1 minute and 35 seconds. They wanted
all right. Well, that's
insane, right?
All right. Okay. Well, at least you did that. All right. Well, let's get to the first point why you're here today and I know you want to explain what is going on with Rock the Boat.
Yeah.
It's your time.
And I know everyone's like, I had a call today. What is it that you do? I'm like, I'm still trying to figure that out. So let me add something else to what I do.
Okay.
So last week I launched Rock the Boat YouTube channel. And it is a channel specifically for conversations. I'm not calling it a podcast or a show or anything. Just conversations with our youth of all ages, anywhere around the world. And I'm trying to really simplify things, take it back to the basics, pretty much the opposite of like TikTok and Instagram where everything's with music and dancing around and you feel this pressure that you have to like one up the next video and it has to go viral. No, I just want to have a simple conversation with a child about anything and everything, but I want them to walk away feeling like they were heard, feeling like they're worthy, feeling empowered, feeling, just really positive things, like positive feelings. Because we all know children right now, not only are they dealing with a lot because of social media, but now they're dealing with a lot because of the pandemic. And a lot of these kids are not, the only interactions they're having with adults are their parents or their school teachers. And I think it's really important that we don't give up on our kids and we still, do our best to like communicate with them and not give up on them because they're on their phone all day long. I mean, I have a 19 and 16-year-old. I know what it's like for kids to be on their phones all day long.
So what do you how do you do that, Denver? How do you reach out to kids for the YouTube? To parents?
Basically, they're parents. So I've been very lucky to where all of my LinkedIn connections that I have that are parents, they are basically volunteering their children to speak with me. So I already have several videos up. And I was on a podcast last night in Singapore and I was telling her about it. And she just volunteered one of her children so I have a call with a kid in Singapore on Monday, which is really cool because I mean, as long as you
know where it's at. I got it.
So are you doing it live on YouTube or is it just?
No, because obviously I need to be very sensitive to the fact that kids will say the darndest things.
Yeah.
Right.
So I have to be very vigilant that first of all, it's recorded like on a Zoom. Super unscripted, candid. Like I don't want them thinking that I'm going to ask them certain questions. I don't ask them questions. The only question I will ask them at some point is I want them to tell me something that they really like about themselves.
Okay.
Right.
Otherwise, we can talk about anything. I mean, I've had conversations about video games, about animals, about Star Wars, basketball, like drawing, you name it. But what's really cool is the conversations that I have had, they want to come back and talk to me about something else that they are like want, just
So
interested in.
basically, like you're like not a therapy, but like
Yeah, like I'm not a certified therapist or any kind of counselor,
but it's like your own individual creative way of speaking to kids that sometimes they need us, because I wish I had something like that growing up in my mind, or because we, especially with the COVID, there's not a lot of people that we can talk to about what depression is and so on. So that's a great platform that you're doing.
And I mean, not only that, like I know for David and myself as adults, like.
Yeah.
And there's a lot out there. There's always that one person that they say, like, I just remember so-and-so believed in me, or I remember so-and-so said, like, you can do whatever you want, or they actually listened to me and they, you know what I mean? Like, I felt heard. And unfortunately, there's so many kids that don't have that in their lives. So if I can be that person where they felt like they were, like, I was listening to them and they felt heard and they felt like inspired to continue to do something that they were passionate about, then yeah, I want to be that person, because sometimes it just takes one person to believe in you.
I love that. Yeah.
And what do you plan on asking the kids? Like what kind of questions, or just having conversations?
Luckily, I'm really good at talking. You know that. I'm a very good conversationalist.
She's the queen.
So it's been really easy because I just start simply having a conversation, and it leads to other questions and it leads to different subjects. And there has yet to been, like, for me to really sit there and be like, oh crap, like, what do I talk about now? Like, no, it's just been very natural. And I tell them too in the beginning, like, listen, after 5 minutes, if you're sick of talking to me, like, just tell me we're done. Like, there's no need, it doesn't need to be a certain amount of time. Like the first conversation I had with Jason, whose dad is on LinkedIn, and that's how we met. It was 20 minutes. And the reason why we stopped it at 20 was because he was getting a text from his friend who was like, hey, we need to get on that Fortnite tournament. So he had.
That was last, Cass was telling me about that. I heard about that.
So there was a tournament last week or something, or 2 weeks ago. I don't know. All I know is that you could win $1 million. So they had registered. So he's like, hey, I need to get on in a couple minutes. I was like, perfect. But at the end of our conversation, he was just showing me his drawings. So I said, hey, do you want to come back and we can talk about your drawings? He's like, yeah. So he came back, I think several days later, we got on another call. Well, this time his 5-year-old sister like jumped in. She came into the room, jumped in on his lap. It was her birthday that day. So then we started talking about her birthday, and that was great. And then luckily her parents like signed a release form for her too. So she was able to be on that call and I was able to upload it. But it's like literally talking about anything these children want. Like, I don't have any idea. Most of them, I've never met them. Like Natasha, I know her mom. I didn't know anything about her. Like I literally just press record and I was like, hey.
Well, that's what I mean. I think kids,
sweet.
They probably like that, knowing that it's on YouTube then. I mean,
yeah, well, she was cute because she goes, hey, so I'm not on Instagram or anything, but I'm on YouTube, on TikTok. She goes, if you do anything on TikTok, make sure you tag me. She goes, and you never know, and then maybe you'll be like kind of famous. And like, it was just really cute, like what you envisioned, like it could end up being this YouTube channel. And I would love it for it to be huge. I would love for kids to follow it, to relate to other kids. And I would love for parents to follow it so the parents can also kind of understand maybe their child a little bit better by listening to someone else who's their child's age and maybe get a different perspective.
I like it because it would be, it's still educational.
Yeah.
Or even on LinkedIn, because you'd be like, whoa, their children are this, like what they're saying, like you say Fortnite. I know because my son, like you said, there was a championship. I'm like, I have no clue what he was telling me about, but he wanted to watch this thing. Yeah. And like you said, I guess you wouldn't know what kids say. You would, I guess.
Yeah, that's why I want to do it live, because I still have to have good judgment about what I put up. And then I send the video to the parents and they obviously are going to have to approve it. Because even Natasha, she was pretty open with certain things and her parents were okay with that. And, she named friends that, on there, and she talked about like bullying at one of her schools and everything. Oh, wow. And, so obviously I don't want it to go down a path where it's like really bad. So I can hear it, but kids should still be able to be honest about certain feelings. And she was honest about COVID, and she was talking about politics, and she was talking about like, I don't understand what politics has to do with the pandemic. And she's 12. And I was like, girl, I'm with you on that too. You know what I mean? Like, it was just interesting. You don't realize like some of these kids are incredibly smart.
Yeah, and I guess like you said, you have to be fun with them, but you're also you would be boring. It would be like if you okay, tell me about.
Oh no, I'm just like we're just bantering back and forth.
That's what I mean, and just to get the kids, how do you think did they like it? You said they really
want to come back on and talk to me more. Like Natasha was very sweet because her mom's in the mortgage industry, and has done a lot of podcasts as the editor-in-chief of a magazine. And she was like, Mom, I finally got to be on a podcast like you. And then I have a client that I was talking to today, and I was telling her about what I was doing. And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm sure my daughter would love that too. Like, so everyone I talk to, they're kind of like, oh, I'm sure my kid would love that. Because let's be honest, kids are already exposing themselves out to the world with social media or Instagram. So it's not like parents have to be really freaked out about that their child's going to be on YouTube. Like, hello, they're already like doing Instagram lives. They're already doing all these things. They're already, a lot of them already have YouTube channels. A lot of them pretend that they have a YouTube channel. Because I have parents that are like, oh my gosh, like my child, they would love that because they're already on their phone pretending that they're doing their own kind of like interview or podcast.
Yeah, Cash, my son, he has a thing called Cash Trick Shots with basketball. He made his own YouTube channel, and you can really set it up to where your children can't really, it's really well protected. You know,
yeah, obviously I have to say that this is a channel for children. So then that probably puts a little bit of an alert on YouTube to kind of monitor what I'm putting out there. But yeah, I mean, they do ask you certain questions.
So I have a question. So how can someone like, let's say, how can someone like get an interview with you, or how can kids like
all you have to do is just reach out to me. I think my email, I think it's scrolling across, rocket@gmail.
What if they don't see this live, or what if they don't, like, you know, do you have like ads, or do you have somewhere?
Well, I'm working on a website so that I can kind of have people go to the website. I'm very blessed to where I have a very large following on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And I have a very large network there. So, I mean, if everybody on that network volunteered one of their children, I mean, I'd be set, because I have like 21,000 connections, and most of those people are parents and have kids. So
I'm going to get Cash on with you, because he's like me. He loves the microphone, and
because they see their parents doing it, and they're kind of like, I want to do that too. So it's literally just getting the word out and just having people reach out to me, and then just getting it set up. I mean, really, I'm trying to make it as simple of a process as possible. Even for myself, because I already, I don't want it to be complicated, and I don't want to have to like really edit it. Like, I want to be able to just upload it the way it is. I mean, I do have a thumbnail on it, but that was kind of it. I'm not music, graphics.
Like when
you have a thumbnail, like your nail?
No, it's like the pin, like you pin it, right?
Oh, all right. I'm sorry.
YouTube, they want you to, it's called a thumbnail. It's a graphic that you have at the front of your video.
Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha.
People are searching channels, you see the graphic, as opposed to just like someone screenshotted in the middle of their talk.
Well, I never know with you, because all these little things in between, I look at your postings and I'm always like, what the heck is all that stuff? Especially Instagram. That's one of the big queens here, because you
suck at Instagram.
Well, I think you're pretty good at it, because they're the ones I don't know what you do, where you live, what you do, and running through fields, dancing in a bar, everything. It doesn't matter. You're everywhere. I'm like, what the hell is she doing now? You're dancing in your pajamas. Or at 2 a.m. in the morning, she's doing a live or talking.
Listen, the reason why I do a lot of what I do is because I feel like it's allowing other people the permission and the space to do it, to be themselves as well. Like, I think that we're caught up in this thing of like, everything has to be filtered, edited, because we have all these amazing filters on Instagram that make us look beautiful, right? But and so then what's happening is these kids their idea of what they look like is being super morphed.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're starting to think that they should look like the filters, and apparently there's like kids or young adults going to plastic surgeons, like showing a filtered face of themselves, being like, "Hey, can you do this to my nose? Can you do this to my face so that I look more filtered?" And so what I try to do is do the opposite, where I don't have any makeup on, I'm in a beanie hat, like I'm in my PJs pretty much still from today, but it's okay, because I'm happy with who I am as a person, that it doesn't matter what all this is. it's what I am, it's my heart, what I bring to the table. It's not about how I look.
I feel like that's more like, I feel like the new generation, because like growing up, like I feel like everybody, it was so normal to be no makeup or nothing with your hair,
Yeah.
To be yourself, to be, your beautiful self. So yeah, like I feel like that's like the Bilster thing with the big lips, the big eyes. You gotta have colored eyes, like
like the eyes get bigger, and then you have like they're wider. Do you know? And I'll be on. And once again, I'm a very transparent person, so I even have there's a brand of eye drops that brighten up your eyes, that brighten it up, make it even.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so I always use eye drops because which is my allergies and my eyes get super dry. But I use this particular brand. It's like it's a very popular brand that you use for your contacts, your tongue contacts.
Oh, all right, put different colors.
That's actually
but what does it do? It has there's an ingredient in it that what it does that it just brightens up your eyes a little bit more. And I use it because it really does kind of like make your eyes look a little bit better.
Like my whole freshman year, it was this thing where contacts, color contacts, and I felt like everybody was wearing colored contacts. So I finally bought some blue ones, and everybody was wearing blue colored contacts. It's like everybody wanted it. Like, oh yeah, eyes. So I bought some, and then I ended up getting an eye infection because I didn't know how to put it on. I wasn't taking care of it. I just wanted to fit in. So it's like I get where you're coming from when it comes to that, like trying to fit in and trying to.
It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of work that goes into trying to be somebody that you're not. Like I'm finally 45, and I'm finally like, this is me. But it took a lot of years for me to get to where I'm at right now. And it's funny because people are like, wow, you're so confident. I'm like, yeah, I was probably one of the most insecure human beings on the planet growing up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Super. Yeah. I mean, but it's like I own it now, right? Like there's a difference between confidence, cockiness, all of those things, right? There's something about like, yeah, this is who I am, and I'm proud of myself, and then there's also kind of like, oh, I'm so amazing, and which David likes to think that my head gets blown up all the time. Which if he only knew, it's like it's so the opposite.
Oh, I know so much. I feel like I've known you for a year, but I do want to share something with you. So I was doing live videos, yourself, my eyes get dark, right? So I was at Walmart a couple months ago, and I was like, this young lady, she's like, I said, hey, do you have anything what would I use on my eyes? And she's like, what do you mean? Like I'm a nut. I said, well, they're dark. And she goes, oh, okay, sir. So she had me can't stop, won't stop. So it's pretty good. When I rub it under my eyes, it gets rid of all the dark.
Well, hello.
It's called can't stop, won't stop. What's that?
All the news anchors wear makeup. What do you think? Like they all are makeuped out with concealer and all of that stuff too. I need that with my bags right now. Like, woo! I need some.
That's why I like this. If I look real tired, I put it on. I'm like, I feel so. I'm like, all right, I'm a guy. I'm like, come on. I'm over there because I was joking with my wife. Oh yeah, I got to put my makeup on.
Yeah.
I was looking at Walmart.
I'm admitting it to the world right now that you put on concealer. You know what I mean? Like. So even guys try to kind of put on this facade that they, look a certain way, and they're just as guilty as we are as women, with their toned bodies in the gym and all of that stuff as well.
So no, I'm excited for you for rock the boat. I'm sorry, my mind since you heard it.
But it's funny because someone the other day was like, gosh, that was so like smart of you. And I was like, it wasn't like it was I thought about it hard. First of all, I get called Rocky or Rock because of my name. And a lot of times they spell it R-A-Q or R-A-Q-Y. And I lately have been talking about just kind of like, I feel like I rock the boat a little bit. I ruffle some feathers. I do things a little bit, unconventional. And the irony is that I grew up in a household in kind of like a world where I couldn't rock the boat. Like I felt like I couldn't do anything wrong. Like I had to be perfect, right? So then now I'm in a place in my life where I'm like, no, I want to purposely rock the boat. So it just kind of like all came to me at once. And then boats, the symbolism behind the boat is a great thing with the, a journey and a rite of passage. And there's so much symbolism that goes with that. And then waves. Right. So that's why when my tagline, I said, it's rock the boat, creating waves through candid conversations with our youth. So the waves, the boat, like it, I don't know, it all just came together so perfectly that I like got chills when it was like an epiphany.
I'm excited for it because I just think I can't wait to have cash. I'm gonna have them. I'll be like, "You're on."
Yeah, and that's the thing is I want, and if they want to come back on over and over again, like then so be it. This is not like a one, where these podcasts you have one guest and then you're like trying to figure out another one. Like if I have 3 kids that are just reoccurring conversations, then I'm okay with that too. Like really, I don't have any expectation in the sense of like how it should look. I want it to be so organic, like.
Oh God! I mean, I love. And then what do you do with where do you show them to YouTube? You can bring it on LinkedIn, and you've been showing, or what do you?
So I've been featuring the videos on like the featured on my profile. Then I create a Rock the Boat company page on LinkedIn so that I'm posting them all there. I have done like a little promo for the last couple conversations where I just did like a snippet of our conversation, put some music in the background, and then did the thumbnail. So then it's kind of like a little promo that I've done on my Facebook and Instagram. I have a TikTok. I haven't yet figured out TikTok very well, but I do know that I need to start posting a TikTok to drive traffic to my YouTube channel because that's where my audience is probably.
That's a big platform.
The younger.
I don't even know how to use TikTok.
Okay, so I'm just saying, Leilani, can you help me? But I guess you don't know how to do it. Yeah,
I'm a like full Instagram person. Like I stay on Instagram.
So Instagram. Okay, what is your handle, and I'll follow you.
My name on Instagram.
Yeah, which you know what? You don't have to tell me because then it maybe I don't know if you want other people like.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give it to him.
Yeah.
I just realized that this is like a live.
Wait, how about I follow you?
So follow you. There you go.
Yeah. And it's Raquel Borras. Like my name across the board on Facebook, LinkedIn, all of it's just Raquel Borras for branding purposes. But
I've been their full name on Instagram.
Yeah, just Raquel.Borras.
Okay.
Yeah, you see like 30 of them a day.
You know what? I actually, that's what's funny is that I get people like, oh, you and your Instagram. I'm like, I don't think I'm that good at on my Instagram. Like, I don't have that big of a following. Like, I really don't get that much engagement. LinkedIn is where it's at for me, but but the reason why I love Instagram so much is because I am a creative person and I'm an artist and I'm a very visual person. I love photography. Instagram for me visually, like I love it.
I haven't utilized that for work as much. I haven't got much return of investment on it, like by posting on it all the time.
Yeah.
But it does make it, like you said, it's the awareness because one person will say, wow, I remember Dave or staffing.
Yeah.
And that's what, like you said, you got to go try out different ones. TikTok, I wouldn't even know what's up.
One video, like it takes 2 to make a thing go right, and I look like a dumbass.
What about MySpace?
Oh my god.
Okay, somebody just showed their age.
Yeah. I think it still exists. Is it still around?
You have a MySpace account, okay? Just to show you, like.
Turn into a music platform now.
Oh my god.
Did MySpace turn into Musical.ly or Vine or one of those?
No, it's like a music platform, like.
Oh, it's an actual platform?
I guess like it's still MySpace, but the last time I've seen it was like 2 years ago, and it was all about music. Like searching music, artists, like information on artists.
Oh, I'm going on it. I'll beat you. We're going on it. We're going on it. MySpace. I forget what MySpace was. I remember it.
It was like kind of like a Facebook, right?
Because when I was on MySpace, out of nowhere, Facebook came along, and I feel like Facebook mimicked everything because you gotta. MySpace was more like you can see somebody's creative side on their profile. You know what I'm saying? You have your favorite song that pops up right when you go onto it. You got your friend list, then you have like your profile. It's the same as Facebook, but you can decorate it more. That's what it is.
All right. So
let me ask you, Leilani, what is there a platform or an app or something out there that's like up and coming that you see a lot of folks your age like starting to use? Like what's the next trend? What?
Twitter?
I hate Twitter, but right now everybody's making Twitter like right.
Really?
I didn't have it until I had it in 2010, and I stopped. Out of nowhere, like last year, everybody's been making a Twitter. Everybody.
Really?
And I don't like Twitter because
I don't get it anyway.
It's like a popularity thing. It's like if they don't like you, they're not gonna retweet you. They're not gonna like. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to have since you have that. You have a big following on LinkedIn. I'm pretty sure you would get a good following if they have Twitter. But it's like all about retweeting, and if you agree to disagree, it's like I deleted it because it's a lot of argument. It's a lot of
Well, that's the thing is like I like, for instance, I stay away from Facebook as much as I can just because people go down this fucking rabbit hole with politics and all this stuff. And I don't want to inundate my brain with that type of stuff. Like I'm very particular about what my brain absorbs. So I don't have cable. I don't watch any news outlets. Like I really don't. Like I really try to control what I see because it really does affect your psyche.
Well, I'm sorry, but when you just said about controlling your brain, I'm thinking what you did to mine. Just saying. I don't know, that big head injury of mine. I know, but you said brain. That's what came to my mind. So I'm telling you.
I know. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm getting better. I don't say.
You are getting much better.
Yes, it's starting to come along. So
I have a question. What sign are you? Do you believe in horoscopes?
I do. I'm a big.
Oh, here we go.
What sign are you?
I'm a Leo.
Oh my God, I knew it. I'm a Leo too.
Are you? When's your birthday?
Yeah, I'm August 3rd.
I'm the 8th.
That's my best friend's birthday. Yeah, because I was like, we have a lot of like similarities. Like, you know, I don't watch the news. I'm the same way. Like, I don't like the negativity. Even though I should be aware, I just don't like it because I overthink a lot.
Yes,
so my mind's on 100 every day. You know, like everywhere. So I was like, yes.
What a great intern to have. First day, second day, and she's
on
her
second day.
This is only her second day. Yeah, that's it. She loves videos.
Because I think I just helped you.
Yeah, she's here for like 10 weeks, and she said she wasn't afraid of the camera.
Oh my gosh! On my second day, I was already on a live stream, and I was already like, you know.
No.
I'm super open. So.
She wants to do video. I'm like, hey, you can do one a day. I don't care. Go ahead. She's been doing all the stuff for media.
It's awesome. So, are you interning for the social media part of it, or are you interning for like the staffing part of it?
I can do both.
Everything.
Like, whatever happens after this, I'm pretty sure like being in this internship, I'm pretty sure he can open doors for me. So
absolutely.
Like after I'm done, I want him to lead me to where he thinks I should be at, honestly. Instead of my
ideally, what would you want to be doing? Ideally, like if it didn't someone
I want to be an actress, but that's not gonna happen anytime soon with this COVID. But yeah, I did a couple auditions for Netflix films, but it's not gonna happen right now because of COVID.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really good with social media, like marketing. Like I want to do all that. I want to just be networking. So staffing as well. I feel like it's a platform because you're networking to get people jobs. So I don't know. I'm confused.
No, you'll tell, Raquel. You'll be able to see the postings. You know they're not going to be. Dave did not do that. You know.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just excited to like start following her on Instagram. Start seeing her journey because, you know, that's the cool thing now is like, yeah, you can't really do anything as an actress like physically, but because of social media. Yeah. You can already be putting yourself out there in a way to where by the time people need, you know, actual physical actress in their studio or on set, you could already have a presence and you could have someone out there that's had seen something of yours and then they have you in mind for a future role. So I don't know if that's what you're doing now, but if you're not.
I haven't started, but like how you guys are saying LinkedIn. I feel
like she doesn't have LinkedIn yet.
I don't have one, so I wanna start it.
Okay, get on LinkedIn. We will connect. I will like start commenting, liking your stuff, so that my network can see. Then you just start putting yourself out there.
We'll make it next week. We'll make it next week, and she'll have her own first LinkedIn page.
Because let me tell you, for instance, I'm connected with the. She's the director of diversity and inclusion at Netflix. She and I follow her. We're connected. And then I'm connected with a bunch of other producers, directors that have had Netflix series on there. So you'd be surprised, like, how many people are actually on LinkedIn that are in the entertainment industry that are in that realm. So you'd be shocked where you might connect with those people on LinkedIn as opposed to other platforms, because LinkedIn, people are more intentional on there as well.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're very intentional of where you want to be and where you want to go and start putting it out there, then like it's going to be awesome because people are going to actually know that that's what you want to be. Yeah, because I think
I'm trying to figure out what you want to be, though. That's my question. I'm still trying to figure out you. I haven't figured you out yet. I'm trying
to figure myself out too, but you know what? I'm okay with that. Like back in the day, I would have been like, oh my gosh, like I have to have my shit together or I have to know everything. Like, no, I don't. Like there are plenty of people that are starting their journeys in their 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
I mean, 45 is not, the number might sound a little bit daunting to people, but I still feel super young. I have a ton of energy. You know, I've got 19 and 16-year-olds that keep me young too.
Yeah. Virginia Tech.
Yeah, sophomore Virginia Tech. My daughter's a junior. Like I love their friends. They come over, you know, like I have relations, you know, like these awesome bonds with them. And like I'm okay with it. Like I know it's all gonna work out.
I like that. I like how you think because like I'm the same way. Like because I feel like I'm a jack of all trades. I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like nothing's so consistent with me. So that's why I'm just like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna go with the flow, and whatever happens, happens. Like if you know God allows me to do it, He allows me to do it. That's it. I'm just gonna leave it in His hands because I'm so like confused.
Yeah, I think that we don't trust the process enough. Like
exactly.
we try to have so much control over our journey in the process, and that's where I think we totally do ourselves a disservice is by trying to have so much control. Like, yeah, I've just kind of been like, all right, you know what? Like, I'm not religious, but I'm very spiritual. Like, I know that there's a greater power out there that's guiding me in some way. I have faith, I have hope, all of those. And I do know that at the end of the day, like, I'm going to be doing what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I listen, I don't care what age, I learn from everyone. Because like you said, you asked, what is the new? I need to know that the same thing for staffing because it's like they're using it for Pinterest now.
Yeah.
I mean,
we have to make a Pinterest.
All right. She promised she's going to make me a Pinterest page.
So. Yeah, I hope that you guys are writing this down because it sounds like you have a long list of shit to do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we're going to have it for a while here, and I'm excited because I love
awesome.
working.
And yeah, David, you're going to learn so much. You're right from Leilani as much as she's going to learn from you. Just like my conversations with these kids, I'm learning a ton from them. And you know, like that's just so cool. Like we constantly have to be learning and being open to
this one here for notes. You don't have to worry about notes because I think I've never seen somebody write so many notes over everything. Everything you say is written right here on these pages. I'm like, wow.
She's like, I love it because we were we're total Leos. Like,
yeah, definitely.
No.
This conversation, I'm not like doing too much notes because like I feel like it's a free talk. You know, and you can
always go back. That's the greatest thing about this. This is something you can always kind of go back and rewatch.
All right, I learned that. Free talk. This is a free talk. It's free talk. I like that. It's a free talk.
Talk's important because when you're busy writing notes, a lot of times you're missing what the other person is saying. You're just right. So the free talk is important because being present and in the moment is something that also we are really bad at these days.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in the military, it was permission to speak. That was it. Sir, permission to speak. Permission granted. You could say whatever you wanted. But they gave you permission to speak. You could say anything. You could say names. But at the end, when it was over, that was either your judge or jury right there. It didn't matter. No. You know, but when you said that, like, it's kind of the same thing in a way. I'm asking you permission, please. Let me tell you how I feel.
Yeah.
And that was the way in the military. That was the way to get around it. Well, sir, I don't like that because I think this should be this way. And like you said before, that's where you learn. And you'll be like, as a leader, you're like, wow, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I like to use.
To get better at that because we obviously, you know, right now everyone has an opinion. Everyone thinks that their opinion's right. And if you're not right, then you know, you're wrong. We got to reel all that stuff in and be like, hey, let's just respect each other and be kind.
Go from there.
Closed-minded. When they act like that, I feel like they're just closed-minded. That's why a lot of people are afraid to express their feelings because there's always somebody with a negative thought. It's like you should just respect everybody's opinions, everybody's feelings, and just leave it like that. Like agree to disagree, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I know one thing right now. So in 10 weeks, everybody, I have a great direct hire fee. right here. We're gonna find you a job, and like I told her,
like people are gonna be lining up to hire you. I might have to at some point be like, okay.
That's what I was explaining.
I can afford you.
Yeah, when LinkedIn opens the doors for you, it really does.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd be doing this now. I mean, just getting to know you, and then on top of all the other colleagues, I have learned so much. You know, that's why I want to do the page.
And this is why in video and all this is important, because we just got to know Leilani so much better in just the 34-minute period than had like a resume or her just like trying to reach out to someone. Like someone can literally see that she is a hard worker, that she is intelligent, that she's open-minded, she's willing to learn, that she's coachable, that, you know, all she's creative, you know, like all she's fun. I mean, already I've learned so much.
Raquel, when I told her she'll set up next time for 4 or 5 days, do all the postings, and I just told her I don't want to see them. You read this thing here, all of those calendars, you pick the pictures, and I was like, whoa. I was like, that's not me. But it engages, like you said, it engages not just me talking about staffing, it's showing another side. And I'm like, look at these people commenting. I'm like, yes. Not that I'm boring, I feel, but it's like the comments.
But yeah, I mean, it's just the nature of the beast in the sense of where there's, you know, people like to see different things, and, you know, they like to laugh and smile. And so if you can just kind of show a bunch of different sides, then that's
it. And then watch, we're going to finish up here, but watch how this goes, where she shares it to so many. And then this gets shared from here. And before you know it, you're like, holy crow, you know, 1,000 views. And you're like, people watched it. You know, they like to watch it.
Yeah, but I love that we were showcasing Leilani on here.
Yes.
That's the whole point.
Like,
I had no idea she was going to be on. And I feel like if anything, it was like the best gift for me too, because like, I feel, I don't know. I get really cheesy really a lot of times, but
it's fine.
Like,
no.
My bucket's being filled right now, right? Like, you know how some people totally just drain your bucket, and it's like, I love these type of conversations because I walk away really feeling fulfilled and feeling good, and there's hope, and, you know, not all people are a-holes. You know?
Well, I can take a day break now once in a while with a video. I'll be like, the green screen, go ahead, or talk what you want to talk about.
Another generation are not all a-holes either. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's another thing too, is that we are so quick to stereotype and try to put people in a box. And so this for me is like so cool. So thank you.
Wow, awesome. And as of always, 37 minutes. But again, Raquel, can you please just say what Rock the Boat is about? And we'll let it up there. It's your turn. There you go, girl.
Rock the Boat YouTube channel, new, started it last week. I'm creating waves through candid conversations with our youth. I want to be able to have conversations with kids of all ages, even in early 20s, because hey, they're still young, at least in my world, being 45.
26.
Of all walks of life, of all parts of the world, really. I mean, I said I was doing, was talking to someone in Singapore. I mean, I speak fluent Spanish. My mom's Mexican, so I can do the conversations in Spanish as well, and we could put little subtitles on there. So yeah, like I love talking.
Right. So we all know that. We all know that. But seriously, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. And as always, it's always, you got to get ready. Here we go. We got to take a picture because she does a screenshot.
Yeah, I know, I do.
This is where we smile. Yeah, you don't have to look. Don't worry about it.
My left side.
I give that up.
I was going to say, do whatever side you need, because I'm the same way where I have like a side. Like I have like
a pull the suit down, make it look tighter. I'm getting there.
I just chopped all my hair, so I'm like,
okay. All right.
There we go.
Good.
We're looking good.
Okay, I think
then she'll put that on there, and I'll send you this right after.
That without being on live, but that's okay.
Yeah. And I'll send you this right now. So thanks, Raquel. Appreciate it.
Are you going to totally like cut me out like completely, or can I say goodbye?
No.
Okay,
we're just going to say goodbye to everybody. So here we go. You never know with Raquel. You have to make sure it's ended. You trust me. Here we go.